Grab this. Moving right along, listen, we got a daycare owner who I spoke about a few days ago to where she went to the hotel to question her husband about filling on and rubbing on allegedly the daycare kids. Well, she went to court and the family is upset. Here we go.
The Baltimore County woman charged with shooting her husband over accusations that he molested children at the daycare center she owns will remain in jail in Washington, D.C. This morning, a judge ordered Shantari Weems stay behind bars ahead of her next court date, which is in August. Now, we told you last week that Weems was arrested after shooting James Weems Jr., allegedly, in a hotel room in Washington. Her lawyers say she fired in self-defense when she confronted him about those molestation claims. WJZ investigator Mike Helgren, he's live in Washington, D.C. He was the only Baltimore television reporter in that courtroom this morning, Mike, which I understand was very emotional.
Denise, there was some drama. People were angry about this decision and began yelling at the judge, both in the courtroom and those watching in an online feed. Now, the judge explained essentially that she cannot consider the motive at this phase and that Shantari Weems should not have taken the law into her own hands.
And that's why they going to keep her ass locked up. Shouldn't have took the law in her own hands.
An emotional scene outside of the courthouse where friends and family of Shantari Weems comfort each other moments after a judge orders her held without bail. Weems
held without bail, baby. Ooh.
Owns a daycare in Baltimore County. She's accused of shooting her husband, James Weems Jr., over allegations he was molesting children there. The violent encounter happened at a luxury hotel in Washington, D.C. last week, where Weems, a retired Baltimore City police officer, was on a work trip on a security detail.
Who think that she went to the hotel without the intent to kill her husband? Y'all do know that she went to the hotel with a gun on her. She went with a gun on her to have a conversation with her husband.
Regardless of whether or not you feel like what she did was justifiable, she was protecting children.
At that day, she was not protecting no child. Listen to this. Got to listen.
On a security detail.
Regardless of whether or not you feel like what she did was justifiable, she was protecting children.
Obviously, she's disappointed.
Her attorney, Tony Garcia, argued she shot her husband in self-defense.
So now it's a self-defense. She went to the hotel with a gun to question her husband.
She was emotionally shattered.
How many of y'all have to be around your significant other to question them, and you would take a gun to like question them?
And then she went down there asking him what happened.
Yeah.
He went from 0 to 1,000. He came.
Yeah, typically you would go to 0 to 1,000 when you is being accused of molesting children. I think anybody would. Whether you did it or not, that's your response.
Came at her, and she had to defend herself.
He came at her, and she had to defend herself. Okay.
He went from 0 to 1,000. He came at her, and she had to defend herself.
The prosecutor alleges Weems never told police she was scared of her husband, and the judge explained the reason she confronted him is not a factor the court considers. Weems, handcuffed and wearing an orange jail jumpsuit, wept inside the courtroom.
See, but listen, you say that he's guilty. We don't know, though. We don't know, of course. Yep. They charging him with molestation and shit like that. Yes, they are. But we still don't know if he did what they're saying that he had undid. That's one thing about it, boy. I learned a long goddamn time ago. Just because you charged some shit don't mean that you did some shit.
Family, including her mother, declined to speak to WJZ. We did obtain an affidavit from the detective who interviewed her. He described a bloody scene. One bullet went through her husband's neck. Another remains lodged in his thigh. Police say Shantari Weems wrote in a notebook that James Weems is scum. I hope you get beat up in jail. I'm going to paralyze you.
I hope you get beat up in jail. I'm going to paralyze you. Do y'all understand that's not a sign of self-defense? Willie say hush. She talking.
And I want these kids to get justice. My only regret is that I didn't put the bullet in your head. She
Who speaks like that when they are being in self-defense.
apologized to her babies at the daycare, writing that she did not know about the abuse.
Being behind bars.
And why he wasn't at home is because he was on a business trip, because he do security too.
Bars are taking your freedom from you is hell.
Whoa, what did he just say?
Her babies at the daycare, writing that she did not know about the abuse.
Being behind bars and taking your freedom from you is hell.
Being behind bars and taking your freedom from you is hell. Yeah. It really is. But she put herself in that situation, though. I see somebody say, free my dog. She innocent. Yeah. We could go with the free my dog now. Shit. Oh. If he was doing what he was doing, and if he did what they said that he had done did now. Free my dog. You know what I'm saying? But she went about it the wrong way.
Right now, James Weems remains in custody here in Washington. We're told that Baltimore County Police are going to pick him up on Monday and bring him back to Maryland to face justice. He is facing at least 3 charges of molesting children at the daycare. Reporting live at Superior.
3 charges. She would have been all right if she wouldn't have said shit.
Told police she was scared of her husband.
Oh, yeah. She never told the police that she was scared of her husband, but she has some other shit to say.
Prosecutor alleges Weems never told police she was scared of her husband, and the judge explained the reason she confronted him is not a factor the court considers. Weems, handcuffed and wearing an orange jail jumpsuit, wept inside the courtroom. Family, including her mother, declined to speak to WJZ. We did obtain an affidavit from the detective who interviewed her. He described a bloody scene. 1 bullet went through her husband's neck. Another remains lodged in his thigh. Police say Shantaria Weems wrote in a notebook that James Weems is scum. I hope you get beat up in jail. I'm going to paralyze you.
Say she wrote in the notebook. Wait a minute. What notebook? What notebook? Is it a notebook that was at the house, or like a notebook that was in a purse or some shit like that right there? Because I know she ain't writing. Wait. That's her notebook entry. Oh, she going to jail. No. She gonna stay in the jail. Listen. She wrote in her own notebook.
Described a bloody scene. 1 bullet went through her husband's neck. Another remains lodged in his thigh. Police say
Shantaria Weems' notebook entry. So was this before the shooting?
Shantaria Weems wrote in a notebook that James Weems is scum. I hope you get beat up in jail. I'm going to paralyze you. And I want these kids to get justice. My only regret is that I didn't put the bullet in your head.
So it was afterwards. So she wrote in the notebook afterward. What the hell?
She apologized to her babies at the daycare, writing that she did not know about the abuse.
Self-snitching. Absolutely correct. Her biggest problem is writing is talking to. Whether you write it or you talk, they both talking. Willie say hush. Hush on your writing then. Goddamn. Say no, Willie is after at the police. Say yeah. Yep. Because you say I wish that I would have put the bullet in. Yeah. So she's speaking after the fact. That's not self-defense. You went there with the intent, baby. Yeah, this is an intent, baby. I'm sorry. Now they might let you off. They might let you off because you got a monkey. I get it. You know what I'm saying? But for now, I'm here to tell you, that's intent. That's intent. And one thing about us, we kind of know the person that we with, you know what I'm saying? So we kind of know the trigger points. We know when we say certain shit that it's going to pop off into something. And then you got to ask yourself, so was he covering shifts at the daycare and shit like that right now? Do you got cameras at the daycare or something to show us that he was at the daycare? I don't know. But the family mad because they will not give her a bond. She shot him. I don't give a damn why, what happened. She shot him. And it wasn't self-defense. So we got to be careful when we decide to go out on to pop somebody. Say rappers ain't got nothing on her. Say self snitching at its best. Because what she thought she did was the right thing to do. That's why she wrote what she wrote, knowing the shit can be used against her in court. She didn't talk to her goddamn lawyer first. She giving the whole damn statement. You're doing too much. The only statements you should give once your ass been apprehended after you done shot somebody, especially if you in the wrong, but she thought that she was in the right. Especially if you in the damn wrong. Listen, this what happened. I went up there, blah, blah, blah. You don't do none of that other emotional shit. You don't do none of that other emotional shit. Listen, I was trying to talk. He jumped on me. I shot him. All of that, well, how do you feel after this? No, let me speak to my lawyer now. Go ahead. Say, like I said, he dropped the hammer on her and she ain't want to share. There it is. Listen, moving right along. Y'all got to be careful and stop touching the children. Y'all got to stop touching the children at the daycare. God damn, nigga. That's what's up. Moving right along.